Texas State Fair. Played here since 1932, these two programs have defined conferences, won national titles, and no matter what happens, they find their way back to each other. And when these two meet, the whole nation pays attention. For nearly a century, this venue has stood on the grounds of the Texas State Fair. Glad to have you with us from the Cotton Bowl. It's the Oklahoma Sooners and the Texas Longhorns. Reese Davis, David Pollack, Jesse Palmer with you. Holly Rowe is down on the sideline. Hello, Holly.
I got up with Oklahoma's head coach before the game. One of the things to keep your eyes on is how does this young quarterback continue to develop? They took a risk early in the season starting this young freshman, but he has continued to develop each week and get better. He's gaining the trust of his teammates. He's really starting to make good reads and get a feel for this offense. Can they keep this trend going? I'll keep you posted on how he looks on the field and how he's leading his team early in this game. Back to you.
All right, Holly. He'll bring it out. It's Vaughn. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he Dallas, Texas, and the Texas State Fair. Played here since 1932, these two programs have defined conferences, won national titles, and no matter what happens, they find their way back to each other. And when these two meet, the whole nation pays attention. Just about halfway through the season, and things are starting to take shape here in our coverage of EA Sports College Football. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. So the Texas Longhorns offense will go on the attack first. This Red River rivalry has such a history of great finishes, and the Longhorns pulled that one out last year, David.
Yeah, they found a way to get it done. And listen, this rivalry means so much. You think OU Jesse's heard a little bit about this over the last year?
Of course they have, David. I think both these teams, because of how last year's game ended, they knew this one was going to be a dogfight. They were prepared to come in here and play 60 minutes plus to try to get the W.
Brought down at the 20. It's a first down as this offense tries to get something going from deep in its own territory.
And that's not a surprise. We all knew and talked about coming in. Who are they going to feature? They give it to him the first play, and he chews up and gets a first down. We're going to see more of that. I'm excited to watch this matchup, but the defense, Jesse, they better get physical. They better get better in a heartbeat.
Well, and they've got to fight some emotion right now, too, because the fans are excited. The offensive line is absolutely juiced after that opening play. They're now getting lathered up. They're now getting excited. They're pointing to the sideline. Run it again. Run the same play again.
And the Longhorns peeled off a huge chunk of yardage through the air and now back to the line. They'll run it. Might have picked up a couple on that one before he was knocked down.
And the defense doing a great job committing to the run. When you commit to the run like this, obviously you can give up some plays in the passing game, but you got to stop the run first.
After picking up a couple, it's 2nd and 8. Straight ahead, it's Thompson. And the big defensive front wins the battle. No gain on that play.
That back had absolutely nowhere to run the football. Actually, is he counting? I think he's counting to make sure there's only 11 guys on defense.
A chance to sort of put the defense on its heels if you convert a 3rd and long. This one from the 44. Manning from the gun on 3rd down. Left side is Townsend. That'll be enough for the 1st down, and they'll mark it at the 48.
Hey, that's a great job executing the drag route. You just bring the big fella across the formation, wait for him to come open. The quarterback does a good job seeing him, finds him in the hole, hits him. Perfect job.
Using his legs, it's McCutcheon. And they get to him behind the line. It'll be a loss of 2.
And that play shows you really what this defense is about. It's a difficult one to attack. They're really good. One of the best in the country. They come at you from all angles. So I'm interested to watch. How do you mix up the play calling? How do you keep the defense off balance? Because they are a good one.
After losing yardage, it's 2nd and 12. It's inside. It's Wilson. Tackled almost immediately. Not a whole lot on that one.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
The 7th play of this opening drive will be a 3rd and long. Manning from the gun on 3rd down. Oh, pressure's coming. Got out of trouble, got rid of it. And the missed connection on 3rd down. The Longhorns decide to punt it away.
Every defense in the country talks about getting offenses in predictable 3rd and long situations where I can bring on more speedsters and I know the pass is coming so I can have more success.
Fair catch is signaled for and made. They'll mark it at the 12 and they'll start in a bit of a hole. So Oklahoma's offense will come out to go on the attack for the 1st time. They sure hope that dynamic connection that was on display last week rears its head and wreaks havoc again today, Jesse.
And last week, it didn't matter what the secondary was doing from a coverage standpoint, David, whether it was man, zone, double covered, ISO. These two were simply unstoppable. Huge challenge for the defense today.
Well, maybe they try the triple coverage. I mean, because obviously nothing worked a week ago, but I've got to take his main threat away. Obviously a superstar out wide. Like, I've got to make somebody else beat me. Obviously a great QB wide receiver duo. I'm just not letting that wide receiver get me today.
The fake wants to throw. Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face 3rd down. Trying to pick up a 1st down. Dropping back, it's Bentley. Perfect timing on the hit to keep him from making the grab, and the defense forces a 4th down. The Sooners line up to punt it away. Let's see if he can help the coverage team out with this one. Sends his 1st one of the day on its way, and that matches the number of appearances he had in that win last week. Slips through the line. Wide open, and it's a foot race. Touchdown, Longhorn! Special team proving to be special. The return man takes it to the end zone himself, and now he'll give his team the lead.
And your defense made a big stop. You think you're getting the offense and the football back, but how about special teams coming through in a big way to take the lead for you, get some excitement, get some juice back on your side.
On the run from inside his own 5. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. Oklahoma sends the offense out ready to go on the attack. They went 3 and out on their first possession, now to see if they can be more productive this time around. First play of this drive. That's caught. It's carry on. Makes the catch, but goes no further, and it'll be a short pickup on that one. This is the kind of game, a top 25 matchup in the early season, that you look for when you're trying to build your resume.
Yeah, these are so fun because as a player, you kind of get bored if you don't get challenged. But when you got an early season challenge like this, all the adrenaline, all the juice, Palmer, you're ready to rock and roll.
I love this. We've had this game circled for a long time because we learn a lot in these types of games. What are these teams about? Which conferences are better? You're going to get a lot of answers to that.
A good job by this defense. Great job in the secondary. Eyes on the quarterback. They took away the first option, made him go to option 2, made him go through his progression, and then they got time to get home and get a hit on the quarterback.
Sends it downfield. And that'll be incomplete. They certainly weren't afraid to take a shot there, and now it's 4th down. The Sooners will try to pin them back with the punt. He might just try to kick it away from the return man because he housed the first one. Trying to take it back. They'll put that return to a stop at the 33, but the offense set up in pretty good field position. And here come the horns. They've got it again on offense. Already a solid start to this one. Now back to work with this 7-0 lead. On the run, it's McCutcheon. They were all over it.
Just nothing doing on that last run, and they knew coming into this one they were going to be challenged, right? This is one of the best defenses in all of college football. For them to have any shot, they're going to have to do a lot better running the football.
Not what they had in mind to start this drive. Here comes 2nd and 13. Direct snap. Finds enough room to get 3 out to the 34. They need a huge play on 3rd and long. Manning from the gun on 3rd down. They get to him as he throws. Just barely got rid of it.
Well, after giving up that touchdown on the opening drive, they had a little bit of a come to Jesus with their defensive coordinator on the sideline. I don't know what he said, but he, I think, just invoke the fear of God to this defense because this 3 and out has been sensational, dominant. This is the way they've got to play moving forward.
Able to keep them from getting a return, and the ball goes out of bounds. They're going to mark it right around the 20. Here comes the Oklahoma offense. We'll see if they can be a little more productive this time around. A 3 and out the last time they had the ball. Keeping it on the ground inside. It's Blaylock. They knock him down after a gain of 3 to the 23.
And those body blows really matter. Like, I want to be able to hand the ball off to my running back 10, 15 times a game. Make the defense tackle them, wear them out. Sometimes these 3 to 4 yard runs, later in football games, they turn into 5 to 15 to 20-yard gains just because of the body blow effect.
He fires back across the field, and it's intercepted. And they'll close in on him after a good return on the interception.
And he makes a play in the back end. Nice job reading the pass, and that's his 2nd of the season. This guy, unbelievable job seeing the quarterback, breaking on the quarterback, and going and getting that big play.
Great place to start for this offense. Wilson on the carry. Able to pick up a couple down to the 27. Guys, it is Texas who holds the lead as we get a look at the stats. First play of the period will be a 2nd down. He's going to change things up against this defensive look. Here's Arts to throw. Rushes on. Right side, it's Canty. The ball is down at the 14 after that grab.
Excellent throw by the quarterback. Found the window between the zones and then delivered the ball on time.
From the 14-yard line, it's 1st and 10. In the red area, it's McCutcheon. Might have a chance. He'll get that one all the way down to the 4-yard line before he stops.
And that's a nice run by the running back. I tell you what, man, these rivalry games, a lot of times they're decided by who can run the football, who can exert their will, be more physical, because there's so much emotion that goes into it. And going back to last year, like this game was so close, so tight. So what's going to be the difference? A lot of times, man, it's the physicality and the run game.
Let's see if this offense can answer the bell. Their coaches challenged them all week long. When they got down to the red zone, we've got to be able to run the football because we're going up against a top 10 rush defense. Let's see if they can step up here and get it done.
He pushes it forward all the way to the 2-yard line.
And this defense sold out for the run. I love it. Physical, downhill, second and goal. Nice job getting the stop, forcing the third down.
Keeping it on the ground on 3rd and goal. He stopped short of the sticks. They're still in field goal range if they choose to kick it here. Now on 4th down, they'll settle for a field goal try. Absolutely perfect. And now the lead is even bigger.
And you want a touchdown and you want to be aggressive, but man, right down the middle, that obviously gives me some confidence down the road that I can trust this guy.
And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. Now the Oklahoma offense will go back to work. They really need to find a way to generate some kind of offense down 10-0. They'll move the wide receiver. Out of the chute, quick toss to the right. Man, he is hard to wrap up as he gets it to the 32-yard line. From the gun, it's Blaylock. And he puts the brakes on it.
And man, it's nice to have a guy that is just better than your guys. And no matter what play you call, man, how about him getting in the backfield quick, penetrating, using his quickness, and using his strength to get him to the ground. That is a baller.
Makes a grab. Just keeps moving. Runs through a man. He might have some space. The 20. Touchdown Sooner. He found some open space and turned on the Jets.
This offense is top 10 in the country in points per game because they've got a lot of speed and they've got home run hitters. They score fast. They don't need 10 plays to go down the field. You saw it right there. They've recruited well. They've got playmakers. They're going to be a problem for defenses all year long.
And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. And here comes the Texas offense back on the field. They had to settle for the chip shot field goal last time, Jesse. They'd love for this one to pay off bigger.
Yeah, it just comes down to execution, too. Did a nice job out in the field, stalled a little bit once they got down to the goal line, so they just need to be a little bit more crisp here, David.
Yeah, and listen, I think the first part was the most important part. You got to put the drive together first to get down there. Now, when we get down there, focus on execution and getting 6 points.
You know what I really like about games like this at this point in the season? You find out who you are. You find out whether you're going to stay in the race.
And who can step up and handle the challenge, right? This is easily one of the toughest games to date for both of these programs coming into this one. So there's a lot of eyeballs, David, on this game to find out who's mentally and emotionally the toughest.
Yeah, and we're going to point to this game as we get later in the year and big decisions are made. You've got a top 25 win. You beat them in the middle of the season, X, Y, and Z, so these are big for the resume.
You know, sometimes even a short game like that can be used to set up something bigger later on.
No doubt, Reese, they can pump that and take a shot down the field. And don't worry, they're going to go back to that same play because they know this guy with the ball in his hands is dangerous. He makes one guy miss, he can take it to the house.
Really nice job there to pick up the first down and get it to their own 41.
Well, the tight end shows off his speed. See his ability there to separate from the defender trying to cover him on that drag route.
The Longhorns with the 1st and 10. dropped it. Just didn't look the thing all the way in.
And you must do that against a guy of this caliber. This kind of QB will absolutely pick you apart. You got to get hurries, you got to get pressures, and when you can get hits and make him feel the physicality of the game, maybe you can take that guy and knock him down a few notches.
Nowhere to go. Same song, second verse, as this defense is ready for this guy.
What a great play by the linebacker. You talk about filling a hole. Defensive line does their jobs. He comes in the hole and says, sit down, sir.
They'll take this lead to the 2-minute timeout and see if they can tack on a little more before the break. They've got a good chunk of ground to cover on 3rd and long from the 41. They're changing things up, trying to get everyone set. Manning lines up in the gun on 3rd down. He's going to take off. Across the 50-yard line on the huge pickup, and he's out of bounds at the 45.
Man-to-man coverage is a great opportunity for scrambling quarterbacks to take off and run, because everybody on defense who's covering has their backs turned to the quarterback, obviously, because they're chasing an intended receiver or target. So good job that time by the quarterback knowing, I've got man coverage. If it's not open, I can take off and go make something positive happen.
Good, solid pickup there. Now they can start to smell it with a first down at the 31.
First down, physicality wins football games. Being able to run the football and create balance, and right here just choose up another first down, gives you another chance to maybe continue to run the football.
And I feel like this guy, too, is just an explosive play waiting to happen. His vision, his quickness, and he's got a burst. If you give this guy just a crease, he's going to hit it, and right now he's doing some damage on this defense.
Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. Here's Manning to throw. Caught in the backfield, it's Wilson. They drag him down, but not before he's moved the chains, and the screen pass is effective.
And he didn't get a big gain. You want to call that play and probably want to get more yards, but you could tell that was super close from seriously busting loose. Nice job running the screen, getting the ball to your playmaker. If he could just make one more guy miss, that might have...
And it's caught! Touchdown, Texas!
You know, there's so many coaches out there in 2-minute situations at the end of the half with the lead that'll just be happy taking the lead into halftime. This guy's staying aggressive, though. Pedal to the metal, David, and you saw it paid off there for the touchdown.
And let's finish this half now. Now, we got a nice lead. Built a little bit of a lead, but the defense has to go back out there. There's still a little bit of time, so get that stop to keep that momentum you just got, and everybody will be jacked up at halftime.
On the move from inside his 5. Just able to get out to the 18-yard line on the return before he stopped. Here come the Sooners ready to go on offense. So late in the half, this is really an opportunity, David, maybe to swing the momentum in their favor.
Dang right. There's no time to be conservative. We're a little bit down. Listen, I just think this is a point with the offense that they can prove. Like, we're here, we're going to create something now that we can build on in the second half.
Coach said all week he wanted to be aggressive. This is a great opportunity to show that right now. At the end of the first half, try and generate some momentum, score some points before going into halftime.
Looking to throw, it's Bentley. This time he's got it. Gets it down to the 33. They pick up the first down. Got to use their time wisely. Now a timeout called by the Sooners. That's their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before the half. Wants to throw on first. Fires immediately. And this guy has some shiftiness to him, and he showed it off to the defense after picking up a few. Timeout, Oklahoma. That's their second. And they'll still have 1 in their pocket for what's left in this first half. And the Sooners with a 2nd and short to keep this drive moving. Looking downfield very late in the half. Fires to the wideout. Complete in the middle. Knocked down immediately, but a big gain down to the 45. The Sooners call timeout, and that's their last one. And they won't be able to stop the clock again for the remainder of this half. The Sooners will snap it on 1st and 10. Fresh set of downs going up top. Caught. And they get to him and knock him down to prevent a big gain. On 2nd down, they'll try the field goal to get the points before halftime. He's going to have to break out the thunderfoot on this one, a 57-yard attempt. First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Guys, let's get it started here. Week 6 on what's already been a revealing day here on the EA Sports College Football Update Show. We start with a look in on BYU taking on the Kansas Jayhawks.
And he takes this from inside the 5. He'll be stopped short of the 20-yard line on the return. They'll mark him at the 19. Holly, what did you find out coming from the locker room?
I caught up with the Longhorns head coach at the half. Their defense has done a terrific job so far, and today they're kicking off here to start the second half. That defense has got to step up again because they are facing a really stout running game. They've done a good job in the first half, but I will let you know how this continues to build here in the 3rd quarter. Reese?
Thanks, Holly. They'll need a bunch on 2nd down. Motion from the wideout. The play fake. Timed it perfectly to knock it free and forces the 3rd down.
You can sense the frustration building on the field and on the sideline for this team because on paper, they're the better team. From a player standpoint, from a record standpoint, things just not going their way in this game, and someone's going to have to step up and make a play to turn this thing around.
On target over the middle. They finally get to him, but what a play there to pick up the 1st down.
Well, I think on that play you saw why this guy's such a big weapon in this offense. At receiver, he does such a nice job with his routes. He's patient, and he's consistent, and he's got good hands. You don't see him.
Snags it, and there's running room. He's at the 40. Just what they were looking for, and he's got him set up in business at the 35 with a 1st down.
And that's a nice job by this offense. They got to find a way to continue to string good plays together. They've had a few, but they haven't put 3, 4, 5, 6 together, putting a drive.
Touchdown, Oklahoma! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house.
Well, on that run, he shows you why he's so dynamic. He's got all the tools in the toolbox to hit the home run, David, and they're going to stay patient with him. They know they're not going to score a touchdown every single time they give it to him, but he is that guy that can break the game wide open for this offense. Expect more from him.
Yeah, and then once you start giving it to him, you create that balance on offense. Then you can play action and suck those linebackers up. So it's only going to help this offense make it more two-dimensional as opposed to one. Get the running game going, and then it opens up the pass.
The Texas offense makes its way out to begin the drive. So after watching their defense immediately give up a touchdown drive here in the 3rd quarter, they'll try to answer here. Running inside, it's Wilson. Gets it across the 30 to the 31, a pickup of 5.
And we talked about this guy coming into the game, man. He's a dude. Like, he's a guy that they're going to feature, they're going to give the football to. He's so good with the ball in his hands, so why would you not hand it to him as much as possible? They're doing it early, and he's getting some chunk yardage. This defense, they knew about him, but now they're finding out about him.
Takes the handoff, it's Thompson. He'll be dragged to the ground, but it'll be a 1st down.
And it's going to be interesting to watch this defense, man, because obviously when you're trailing, and offenses can sometimes get conservative, and that's 2 runs back-to-back. Do they get more aggressive and try to bring more guys near the line of scrimmage, not let them waste time, and try to get their offense the football back?
They've got it at the 37. It's 1st and 10. To throw, Manning. Can't hold on in the face of the contact.
That's what I'm talking about. That is how you close. And when a guy's going to make a catch, you make sure he doesn't make it. Physicality, using your pads, running through them. And guess what? Not only this play does he feel it, next time he tries to go over the middle or feels footsteps, this will pay dividends.
Can't hang on after the hit, and it'll bring up third down.
Hey, man, if you're going to force incompletions when the QB's thrown to the tight end, you better be physical. Nice job with the hit, forcing that incompletion.
Third and long right here. Manning from the gun on third down. Fires left. Big hit, knocks the ball away, and it'll force him into a fourth down. The Longhorns will send out the punt unit.
And, man, you got to love the way the defense just took this field. Like, offense scores, cuts into the lead, and they had some juice, some energy, flying around, being physical, everybody getting to the football, and now forcing the punt and a chance to give the ball back to their offense to do some damage.
The Sooners will get things going on offense as they head onto the field. They closed the gap on their last drive. Now an opportunity to take the lead if they can score here. The run inside. It's Blaylock. Knocked down immediately.
Now, you want to be a great run defense, your DBs have to be great tacklers. And I love the way he comes up, sees the run. I know he makes the money in the back end covering passes, but when you got a guy that can fly up and make tackles, man, does your defense go to a different level.
They'll flip it out to the back on the screen. Tried to set up the screen, and the defense wasn't having it.
And I love linebackers, man, that just have a nose for the football, an absolute feel. Great job not losing vision, feeling the running back start to come out of the backfield to catch the football, and then doing the most important part. Probably the hardest, too, getting him on the ground.
Quick completion on the out. Tackle is made at the 27. Let's see if they decide to punt it. The Sooners will punt it away on fourth down. Makes a nice grab at the 25. They'll get down and put a stop to the return at about the 28-yard line. Here comes the Texas offense. Another opportunity here. They had to punt it on their last possession, but this time tight game, hoping to get something on the board. Now on the counter. He is snowed under, nowhere to go, and it'll be second and long.
If you're going to stop the run game, you better be physical up front on the defensive line. They've got some maulers. They've got some dudes with bad intentions. Nice play there.
Arch Madness. Out wide left, it's Wingo. And he's brought down at the 40-yard line, and that'll be a first down.
I think this receiver's forte is his route running. He's a guy that can line up all over the field, but it's not just catching post routes and goes. This guy can run shallows, he can run slants, he can run the option routes and find soft spots in the defense. This guy really has all the routes in his toolbox.
He leaves it with the back. And they'll stop him just short of the first down, just inches away from moving the sticks.
And that would be the definition of first down success. Putting yourself in a good position. It's second and inches. I can do whatever I want next. I can take a shot down the field. I can run the football and get a new set of downs. Like, nice first down execution.
On the move, it's Thompson. They get him on the ground, but it'll be enough to pick up the first down.
It's great awareness by the running back, understanding where the first down marker is and doing whatever it takes to get it.
And the Longhorns are moving quickly down the field. Sends it back in motion. Manning moves to his right. Got away from trouble and got rid of it. Incomplete. Big fight for the ball, but it falls to the ground.
And that's where quarterbacks, they got to be very assertive. They got to believe what they see and really pull the trigger. But the longer they wait and they get off rhythm or off timing, a lot of times it ends up in incomplete passes.
Quick give. It's Thompson.
Man, it's really hard to control the running game if you don't control. Scrimmage. And how about the defensive line doing a great job attacking those guys up front, not open up lanes to run through. Nice job just nullifying that run altogether.
Third and long coming up. Manning from the gun on third down. Intercepted for the 11th time. Nice pickup on the return, but more important, they got the takeaway, and now they're in business.
And the defender makes a great read, breaks on the football, and makes the big interception in the back end. And here's the thing, that's number 4 this season, so he's finding the football consistently.
After this drive will come from the 46. And he picked up the first down, but he will remember the price he paid after that hit. They'll have to hustle if they want to get off another snap before the end of the period. Guys, it is Texas who holds the lead. And as we switch ends of the field, let's take a quick look at the national rankings. They go back to work in the final period of this one. Quick completion to the right. Able to haul it in, and right to the ground he goes. Only a pickup of a couple.
Well, if you're going to get first downs against this defense, you're going to have to earn it. You're going to have to make people miss. This is an excellent tackling unit. You saw it on that last play.
Back to throw. It's Bentley. Lets it fly. Touchdown, Oklahoma! They've got the lead here in the fourth.
That is complimentary football at its finest. The defense gets the turnover. The offense punctuates it, uses it to their advantage, takes the lead late in the football game. Now that defense that just gave you a good stop, they need another one for it.
And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. So Texas has it again, and here comes the offense. And now, after being stymied for this entire second half, they must put a scoring drive together here and answer that last touchdown. They'll run it with Wilson. Dropped immediately. He got nothing on first down.
That back had nowhere to go. Defensive line ate up the blocks. But how about the linebackers swarming in, coming in and making a great play on the ball carrier?
Got stuffed on first down. It's 2nd and 10. Quarterback changing the play. Arch is going to throw for it. Escapes the pressure going right. They get enough rush, and it pays off. The sack at the 20. The pocket broke down, and the quarterback had to take the sack.
Really impressed by this pass rush, Reese. Just guys winning their individual battles one-on-one up front. They're able to get to the quarterback.
Third down from the gun, Manning. That pass not close as he got drilled trying to deliver it, and it'll bring up 4th down. And the Longhorns will bring the punt team onto the field. Doesn't say much for your drive when you're looking forward to the punt. He's got great speed, and they'll stop him right there on the return. So Oklahoma has it again, and here comes the offense. And they've got a little bit of a cushion here, David. If they can add to it on this drive, it would be nice.
And it definitely makes a little bit of a difference. Knowing I'm up by more than a field goal, obviously, Jesse, my mindset switches, and I know I can't make mistakes.
Yeah,
there he goes! A very productive run. Gets it inside the 40, all the way down to the 38-yard line.
and that is why this guy is a true dual-threat quarterback. You've seen him all game, hurting them with his arm, already over 200 yards passing. And how about his running ability now? And flashing that on the option play. There's a variety of ways he can take the game over, and the defense is figuring that out fast.
And it goes through his hands. Oh, he had an explosive play right there for the taking, but couldn't reel it in. A lot of ground to cover, and they need a chunk here on second down. Got it in the middle. It's carry on.
Wow, the quarterback knew he had to get that one to his receiver quickly on the in route. Did you see the velocity on that throw?
Takes the handoff. It's Blaylock. Brought down at the 33-yard line as this defense gets a third down stop. So here we are on fourth down, and this field goal kicker is going to face all the pressure in the world. And he got it! Big 3 points to stretch the lead.
And this guy has been a machine all season long. He is absolutely automatic. You know you're getting 3 points when this guy jogs on field.
The Longhorns sending the offense back onto the field. The defense able to hold them to a field goal on that last drive, and now this offense will try to answer, and they need a touchdown. Here's Arch to throw. Rolling to the right, trying to make something happen. And this is dropped. Incomplete pass. He had a huge gain in his fingers, and he couldn't hold on. It's great for this quarterback to take shots down the field, but you just don't want it to feel like a give-up or a chuck-it-up and hope kind of play.
And I think understanding the situation, now I'm on defense, right? If they're going to take shots down the field, maybe I'm a little bit more aggressive with my blitz, understanding that everything's going to take a little bit more time to develop if they're going to take those deep shots.
I love the QB here. He holds it, he holds it, he holds it just long enough to let the receiver run the drag route, and then he puts it out in front of him so he can catch it on the run in stride and then turn upfield to use his speed.
Making the adjustment on the play. Looking for a man. It's Manning. Stepping to the right. Going to try to get it himself. Trying to scramble his way free, but that defense does a great job, and there's no gain on the play. Second and long here. Manning on play action. Here comes the heat. Well, the offense looks as if they fell on the fumble, and they'll keep the ball.
Man, and this is why you practice 5 points of pressure with the football. You cannot put the ball on the ground. Doesn't matter how many defenders are around you or how hard you get hit. You cannot turn the football over and expect to win games.
Manning tries to pick it up on third down. And he was drilled. As he released the pass, it's incomplete. The Longhorns send out the punt unit. They may have to pay him overtime. He's punting for the 5th time today. Signals for the fair catch and hauls it in just shy of the 30. Guys, we'll get another look at this Oklahoma offense. You want to talk about having a weapon to bail out a drive? David, that's why kickers are so important after that long field goal. And the defense makes a play, and they get the quarterback down at the 26.
And, David, I know your eyes light up when you see Colin Simmons play. One of the best pure pass rushers there is in all of college football. Tremendous first step. This guy shot onto the scene as a true freshman 2 seasons ago. Nobody has had an answer for this guy. I know inconsistency at times has been an issue for him, David, but if he puts it all together and plays big-time play in and play out, I don't think anybody can block him.
Now, you see the talent, you see the quickness, you see the agility. 6'3", 245-plus pounds. Started as a freshman, just came on the scene, and you could see big play potential, grown and grown. Now in this Will Muschamp system, he is the dude.
This is a big third down. If they can move the chains, they can just about solve this game away. Back to throw, it's Bentley. Makes the grab. He got it out to the 34-yard line. Not enough for the first down. Let's see if they punt it away. No wasted time as the defense uses a timeout here. 1:54 left to play. And the Sooners will punt this one away. He'll try to really get into this one. Catches it cleanly at the 20. Everybody stays in their lanes well enough, and they stop him at the 31-yard line. The Longhorns head out, hoping to move the ball on this possession. Opening snap of this drive comes from the 31-yard line. Throwing Manning. He's taking the deep shot. And it slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have held on. Long way to go on second down. He wants to throw it. They're all over him. Just gets rid of it before the heat. Nothing to do with the football, and he just throws it away. It'll be third down.
Well, they've thrown 2 straight incompletions, and they just need to play pitch and catch on this next play. They're down a possession, and you don't have to necessarily get the first down right here, but if you don't get it, you've got to at least keep the fourth down manageable to give yourself an opportunity to keep pushing the ball down the field and give yourself a shot to win.
And he was loose and out the gate and doesn't go down until he gets to the 48-yard line.
This guy's done a lot of good things early this year throwing the football. With that last completion, that now takes him over 1,000 yards passing for the year.
Manning to the air again. And he can't get it off. Taken down. What a huge play this late in the game. The Longhorns with a long way to go after the loss on the last play. Here's Manning to throw. Misses receiver there. It's incomplete.
And this defense taking matters into their own hands. First down, you get the sack. Second down, you force the incompletion. Now sitting with third and long. You got them in their own territory. Big opportunity for this defense to shut this offense down right now.
Manning lines up in the gun on third down. On the move. Past the 45. And they exploited that soft spot, and they get it down to the 35.
You've got to keep drives alive late in the game. When you're starting to get in the fourth quarter and it's a one-score game, you got to do whatever you can as that quarterback to scramble around, get extra plays, extra first downs. Really nice job there by the QB.
Escapes the pressure to his right. Throwing on the run. He's picked off, and he's thrown a dozen of them. Defense ends this game in style, coming up with a turnover, and now they can just kneel it out.
I just love the aggressive nature of this defense and understanding, hey, David, we need one play, and this game is over. One takeaway finishes it, and they get it with the pick.
Yeah, and you do these situations all the time, right? You've got the lead, the passing situations, you're playing the pass, and they play it beautifully. Drop back, great vision, break on the football, and they said, forget this. I'm ending this game right now.
How much fun was that? I mean, you just dream of having games like that every time you go into the booth. I'll watch those two teams play anytime.
Yeah, that's what's fun about good teams. Really good teams squaring off. Like, there wasn't a lot of difference between these two squads. We could watch these every week. Love calling these games because they're competitive. Great talent on the field. Palmer, unfortunately, somebody had to lose.
Yeah, and the higher-ranked team was ranked higher for a reason. At the end of the day, when it came down to it, they made the biggest plays in the most critical moments. Both of these teams have tremendous playmakers, and they're both going to make a lot of noise late in the college football season, but give the higher-ranked team tons of credit. They earned this one.
That's going to do it for us as the season marches on. For David Pollack, Jesse Palmer, and Holly Rowe, I'm Reese Davis. This has been a presentation of EA